Sisters and brothers, we celebrate today here in the United States Independence Day. We celebrate that day 247 years ago. I'm surprised we're not hearing more about our 250th anniversary. Those of us, I think a few of you might remember the bicentennial as well, the 200th anniversary. I certainly do. We imagine we should soon be gearing up. I remember the bicentennial, it seemed like we geared up for that since I was a very little boy. So hopefully we'll be seeing some more attention to that. But we celebrate 247 years ago when the Continental Congress, representing the 13 colonies, declared their independence from Great Britain, their independence from King George III. And we recognize as we celebrate this anniversary, my sisters and brothers, that like the countries of old that were organized around land and language and culture, this is a country that's founded on ideas, on an ideal. And so many of those ideals are so eloquently enunciated in the Declaration of Independence. And so we recognize, my sisters and brothers, that as we celebrate the birth of our country, we also are reminded that we are called to remember those ideals and to live by them. The founders explained, and as Americans, we firmly believe that we are all endowed by our Creator with certain unalienable rights, and among these are life and liberty and the pursuit of happiness. That our government exists as all governments exist, not as an inconvenience, not as a tyrant, not as a tax collector, not as someone to make us miserable, but precisely to secure those rights of life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. To secure those rights, because governments are instituted among men, deriving their just powers from the consent of the governed. But we, of course, are not only Americans. We are not just Catholic Christians. We are peculiar flavor of both. We are American Catholics, and that gives us a certain perspective, a certain challenge, a certain responsibility. You know, St. John Paul II once commented that freedom, true freedom is not the freedom of doing what we want, but of doing what we ought. So as we, as a nation, sisters and brothers, celebrate the very notion of freedom, our national freedom, our human freedom, we recognize that that freedom is perfected in following Jesus Christ. On his shoulders, dominion rests. Our authentic freedom, sisters and brothers, comes from following Jesus Christ, whose dominion is vast, whose dominion is forever peaceful. For his justice shall flower in his days, and profound peace till the moon be no more. As we celebrate, as well we should, the birthday of our nation and the ideals upon which our nation is founded, we also, in exercising that freedom, sisters and brothers, let the peace of Christ control our hearts. For as the Father sent him, so he sends us. Praised be Jesus Christ, now and